Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, uh, good after midnight, wherever you're watching from. By the way, where are you watching this video from? Let me know down in the comments. But I decided to do a little something different, a little bit. I'm not gonna say fancy. It's not too fancy, but um, yeah, so super simple, super easy. You might have seen it on TV or something, but I'm gonna show you how easy it is. This is butternut squash, wild mushrooms with taleggio ravioli. This video is kind of long because I made ravioli from scratch, of course, and I must, scratch cook. That's how I do things. So before I get to run my mouth too much, let's get started. Um, Medium size, not too big, not too small, butternut squash. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't cut it from top to bottom. I just wanted to make things a little difficult for myself. But make sure you get that cut. As you can see, I got it cut through. And you want to make sure you get the insides out. You want to get those seeds and things out. Scoop those right out. Either you can save them, reserve them, or do whatever you please. And you want to give that a nice rub down with some olive oil on a parchment lined sheet tray. And get that, nice and wet with olive oil. Oven 350 degrees for about 45 to 55 minutes until it's tender, and you'll see just in a second. But make sure you get your prep done. You know how I do. Get your prep done. I got about 3 nice size cloves of garlic here. I'm going to get these chopped up fairly small. And again, as I always say, watch your fingers. It's not my responsibility. I got some shiitake mushrooms, cremini. Actually, I got some shiitake and oyster mixed up in there, right? Did a little pre-work before I got started, but oyster, shiitake, and cremini, mushrooms, and you want to make sure you get those. If you left any core in there, get that core out. You don't want to eat that, but you want this. You got to keep in mind this is going inside of ravioli. And not to mention, you want to be able to get it through a piping bag. So there's got to be, fairly small. Give it a nice rough chop, dice, whatever you want to call it. But just keep in mind, it's going in from a piping bag inside of a ravioli. So make sure they, keep them small. Yeah, get your hot pan. Bring your garlic and olive oil up to temp together. Medium high heat, and get at a nice quick swirl. What you want to do is you want to get those mushrooms in there immediately. The mushrooms are going to release some moisture so that garlic won't burn. And get that in there, give it a quick swirl, and you want about a tablespoon of salt. Not a heaping tablespoon, just a tablespoon of salt. And you want to get at a toss. You want to bring that all the way down. You want that to kind of you're going to notice when it starts sticking that it's time to turn the fire off and deglaze the pan. Get yourself some white wine, but in my case, I like to use juice. And keep in mind, whatever alcohol that you choose not to use half that amount in juice. So I got some white grape juice. And as you can see, like I said, you want those to be fork tender. Your knife should easily go in and out without any force. And go ahead and gut it. Get them insides, get that flesh. You don't want the skin. Just make sure you get all this. It's pretty hot, so watch yourself, as you can see here. But, and go ahead and get that up in there. Get at a quick square. You want to dump that directly into that butternut squash. And get at a mix. And I got some ricotta. And I'm going to get some, I'm going to struggle to shred some soft taleggio. Super soft cheese, but it's a beautiful cheese. Excellent taste, excellent flavor. and some Parmigiano Reggiano. I am Italian today, just in case you was wondering. But yeah, get at a quick, get at a real good mix. And make sure you taste your food. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, taste your food. If you're not shaking your head like that, you ain't do a good job. Um, I'm gonna make the ravioli from scratch. So a pound of flour, a tiny bit over, about whatever, 5 eggs. Um, keep some extra flour, some water on the side just in case. Um, but you want to make yourself a nice wide well, bucket size, big enough to use as a hat. um, and crack 5 eggs right in the middle of that. Get the shells out. You don't want that in there. Some crunchy pasta. And again, crack 5 eggs in there, large eggs, not them jumbo joints. Olive oil, about a tablespoon of olive oil, and a half tablespoon or teaspoon of salt. Go a little bit over a teaspoon. You want to get that dough seasoned all the way through. Start beating your eggs in that well. Um, and if I was you, I would definitely start incorporating that flour, or you're going to be beating all day. Um, I'm not sure if that's what you want to do, but go ahead and start incorporating that flour in there until you can no longer use that fork. um, keep yourself a bench scraper or whatever you want to use in hand, and start getting it together. Start kneading it. Um, keep in mind you want to knead this in segments for a total of 10 to 12 minutes. Give it a resting period for about a minute in between. Um, and just commit to it. You want to be committed to this. You don't want to walk away and forget about it. Um, it's almost like committing to do about, some push-ups. You want to commit to doing 50. You want to knead this dough the same way. Commit to it. Don't give up. It's springing back. That means it's ready to chill out for a minute. Wrap it tightly in some cling, and just let it be. Don't touch it. Don't think about it. It's about time to start filling that piping bag with your butternut and taleggio mix and mushroom. Uh, get that filled in there, and also again let that chill out. Just give it a resting period. I pull my dough back out, and as you can see, that spring in motion is still there, but it's tension. It's like I don't want to come back up, so that means it's ready. Cut it in half and work in segments. Flour it before you put it in your pasta machine. Or if you're doing it by hand, flour it anyway before you use the roller. You don't want it to stick. That's the worst thing that could happen. On the widest setting, which is 0, you want to go in there about 3 times. Um, every 3 times, you want to lower that setting. The higher the number, the tighter the wheel. That's what I say. And each time it come out, just light dust in the flour, not too much. Super light, and just go again. Remember, every few times you go running through that machine, you take it down a notch. You make that gap tighter. And you also want to put your dough into itself or laminate your dough. You don't have to. It's just something I like to do. Um, just to make sure I'm getting a real nice tight, real nice and tight dough. Um, just get that in there. Give it a few more times, and it's almost about that time. And you know what time that is. That's that ravioli making. All right. So we got this fresh pasta going. Um, and again, make sure you got water. You're gonna need the water in a minute. You'll see. And as you can see here, I'm taking it down a notch, or up a notch, or down a notch. But that pasta, you should be able to see like a shadow or like silhouette behind it when you hold it up. it should be almost transparent, so to speak. That's when you know it's ready. And go ahead and cut it. And what you want to do is you want to take that water and brush the thinnest amount of water you could possibly even think of, uh, half of each side. And that's going to act as your glue. Um, get your hole cut in that piping bag and just start every couple of inches, just drop. Every couple of inches, just drop a little bit and go ahead and fold that over. Get rid of those air pockets. Get rid of them. I'm not going to say it again. You're going to learn if you don't. Uh, but it's super important to get rid of those. And just get you a cookie cutter or a paring knife or something and just cut your ravioli out. Um, keep in mind, after you cut those out, go ahead and pinch around the edges. Just take your two thumbs and give it a firm pinch around the edges. Again, that water, that hot boiling water get up in there, that filling's gonna come out. You're gonna have a mess. You're not gonna be happy. You're gonna be trying to start over. You're gonna end up ordering pizza. And that's fine. I think I was eating pizza while I was making this. Um, but trim off the edges and again just pinch around the edges. You want to make sure that nothing bad happens. And once you're done with this, make sure you got a parchment lined sheet tray or plate or something on standby because you want to let those rest on there. But that semolina you want to get that sitting on top of some semolina, and that's to prevent it from sticking. That's another thing, you don't want that to happen. It's hot in the kitchen. That dough is getting warm. It's not a good. It's not going to be a good look. Uh, Let that chill out in the freezer or in the fridge for a few minutes just to firm back up. Get that pasta water boiling. Um, I'm not sure if I said it in my last video. I might have thought to tell you, but salt your pasta water. Salt your pasta water. Brush off the excess flour off the top of these raviolis here. You don't want all that. It's not going to taste good. Cotton mouth, or you're going to frown. But as you can see here, I got some butter going into a hot skillet with chicken stock, low sodium chicken stock, and you want to bring that down. You're going to let that chicken stock is going to reduce maybe about a quarter. Pasta going in the water. When it starts floating, it's done. Fresh pasta takes about not even 5 minutes to fully cook. Fresh pasta. You're going to get that dry pasta out the market grocery store, and it takes about 10, 11 minutes. But this fresh pasta, it tastes better, and it doesn't take long to cook. Again, not even 5 minutes. I say 3 to 4 minutes. Get it a quick swirl, swish. Get your your sage in there, and just let that cook for a couple of more minutes, and it's about ready to start plating. Go ahead and top that off with some Parmigiano Reggiano. Again, I'm Italian today. Uh, Slice very thin, some more sage, thin strips, ribbons, so to speak, and it's plating time. And you know what that means? It's almost time to eat. Whenever it's plating time, it's almost time to eat. And get that sauce in there. That butter sauce, all it is butter and stock. But it's super simple, but it's super delicious. And go ahead and just top that off with a little bit more of that Reggiano. And you know what to do after this. I'm not sure that I don't even have to tell you. Check that out. Get you a nice fork full. And as I say in my other videos, if you're not making this facial expression, if you're not digging it like this, you didn't do it right. Just yeah, it's sweet. Again, if you ain't do it like this, if you ain't making these faces, you ain't happy, you better throw it away and go get you some Chinese food or something. Thank you for watching. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share.